Hi guys, it's Carlos and Vinay and Antonio here at Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and today we're doing a video about Ask the Trainer Social. These guys have got a couple of questions for me, hopefully, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them to the best of my ability. So, over to Vinay.
What are micro and macronutrients, and how do you determine how much you should be having of each?
Yeah, sure. So, macronutrients are basically your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. Okay. Micronutrients are basically the multivitamin minerals you need to take, the minerals, so i.e. phosphorus, magnesium, etc. So obviously you need to understand what you're basically taking from those. Now, how you determine Anthony, come closer to me because you're out of the camera. How you determine how many to have is dependent. One depends on your body composition, which is obviously there's three types of body: ectomorph, mesomorphs, and endomorphs. Depends on your goal, and depends on your lifestyle, and depends on very much so on how you want to look. I'll give you an example. For instance, if someone's an ectomorph, natural, slim, typical like Antonio, and someone like Vinay, which is more like a meso-endomorph. So if these guys came to me and said, listen, he wants to put muscle on, and this guy wants to put muscle on, I would basically advise a completely different diet, although they both want the same results. Does it make sense? Because obviously he's a more meso-endomorph, so if I give him a very positive nutrition balance, high caloric diet, versus his diet, obviously because it will be very highly caloric, because he needs a lot of, his metabolism's a lot faster. What's going to happen is this guy will put a lot of weight, but also a lot of fat on. Because obviously the calories, let's say if he's going to be on 5,000 calories, this guy's going to be on 5,000 calories, he's going to put a lot of fat on, although he won't put as much fat on because it's a fast metabolism. I hope that kind of answers the question. Now, you may ask in terms of how you, as a viewer, how many calories do you need? It depends on the person. It really does depend on that particular person. So don't take general sort of advice as the answer, because it's very to the person. So that's why magazines and say, if you type in on the internet how many macros, so you think, oh well, I need to have X amount. It depends on the person itself. It depends on how much they weigh, on the goal, on body composition, and now they basically then get on with that particular diet as well. Because sometimes you can have two mesomorphs that react to the same diet very differently.
Right.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So, Antonio.
So my question is,
no one can see you because you're running away from the camera. Yes, we're back. Antonio, come close to me, otherwise they can't see you.
How would you turn different types of body, like as you said, ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph?
Oh yeah.
In terms of training?
Yeah, obviously working with ectomorphs, obviously being a natural slim guy, long limb, mesomorphs, slightly bigger bone structure, and endomorphs being slightly enlarged intestine. Different body types works differently. So obviously, this is one of the things, obviously, a lot of people misconcept. They say, obviously, if you're working with someone like that, you work very heavy. If you're working with someone slightly mesomorphic, you work very light. Obviously, it doesn't quite work that way. I'll tell you why, because that's kind of the rule that people think it works. However, it depends on the person. I'll give you an example, like some ectomorphs work amazingly with also medium heavy sort of work, like say 12 to 15 reps. Some other ectomorphs don't work so well. Now there is also a lot of different areas of ectomorphs. There's the very ectomorphic sort of bodies, very slim. There's other guys that are not so slim, but they are in that category. So it all depends really on how they come within the brackets of being that particular body type. Now, when you're working with people that are slightly larger, I wouldn't advise to work with massive prodigies, i.e. Injuries, i.e. obviously they're already carrying, say, their body weight. I'll give you an example. I was bulking up until about last week, so I'm carrying nearly 16 stone. So doing dips, for me, I could do dips. When I'm 13 stone, I could do dips for fun. Now, doing dips and doing the dip challenge, moving 16 stone up and down, I don't need to put any plates in between my legs, because obviously that in itself is carrying 3 stone more than I actually normally carry. So that in itself is a workout, believe it or not. So I always do advise, understand your body type, and then understand what your body type actually responds to, and then you start understanding how your body really works, because it's not one size fits all. It's not like you're slim, so you need to work with heavy weights, you're bigger, you work with lighter weights, you're too big, or in terms of large guy, you're working very light weights. It doesn't work that way. It just really doesn't work that way.
And my next question is, what matters the most, when you eat or how much you eat?
Both, of course, both. Obviously, when you eat it, how you eat it, and basically when you eat it as well. I'll give you an example. For instance, let's say if I say I'll give you 2,000 calories and I'll give you 2,000 calories, I could give him 2,000 calories of crap and 2,000 calories of good. How this guy eats 2,000 calories of good, it could be at the end of the evening, which is when your metabolism slows down, so he's going to store a greater amount of body fat. Okay. Now this guy, although he's eating a lot of crap, if he eats that crap to say breakfast, morning and afternoon, and he works out, so he's not going to store as much fat because it's even when your body's got most energy. So don't forget, your body does not want to work at night time. We're supposed to get up very early in the morning, work for survival, because remember, our body is still very prehistoric. We think we've got iPhones and we're so sophisticated. Our bodies, our brains are completely primitive. Okay, so what happens is that your body really at night time slows down, metabolism slows down. It's just the way we are made. So you got to make sure, obviously, when you're talking about calorie deficiency or calorie expenditure, it's very much so dependent on the body itself. But how your body actually spends energy, it all depends on on your body type, 2, how you then spend that calories, and 3, how many calories you're taking and what type of calories you're taking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? Vinay?
How do you fight sugar cravings? So say when you've had your evening meal.
People love this question.
And I find that even if I'm full, I still want to have.
Okay, right. Let me explain. I've done a couple of videos about this. Right. Okay. Now, most foods we eat out of the supermarkets or anywhere you buy them, they're full of drugs. Okay. Now, this I'm being quite blunt. Okay, about it because it's true. Okay. A lot of foods we consume are full packed with pharmaceuticals. So what these foods do, and you might ask, Carlos, give me an example of that. So, for instance, let's say if you go and buy some milk from the shop, okay, that milk has been manufactured. So there's been loads of drugs pumped in. When I say drugs, I mean pharmaceutical drugs. Obviously, it tastes quite nice, and you think, it tastes quite nice, no problem at all. However, that just before the drugs, there's 30% of mucus of the cow as well. By the way, you might not drink milk anymore, but that's a good thing. Make sure you change to coconut milk. But that's just a bit of an anchor there for you. But just to let you know that most foods you eat are packed with obviously drugs. So what do those drugs do to you, may ask? Now, those drugs build neuroplasticity in your brain. Now, for the guys that know what neuroplasticity is when your brain makes new neurons in order to create new pathways in your brain cell. So what happens is you get addicted to those particular sensations. So what happens is, so by consuming those particular foods, you create new neural pathways in your brain, of which creates pattern. Once it creates pattern, you get addicted to the sensation. Why would kids nowadays crave a McDonald's? Now, if I ask my son, what do you want? You may say KFC, McDonald's, or pizza. Okay, why would a kid 8, 9, 10 years of age would do that? Okay, if we go back 1,000 years ago, kids would not crave that. They will crave some food in order for survival. Because don't forget, we are animals. We only need food to survive. Now, we now socialize to eat. Does that make sense? So we don't socialize to survive, we socialize to eat. Does that make sense? So we go out for food. We never say, oh, we go out because I'm just about to die, so I need food, okay? But that's how our brain, I know it's funny, but that's what it is. The only reason why we eat, really, our brains only eat to survive. That's it, okay? Now, if you're overweight, it's because you're doing more than what you need. Simple as that. That's how simple it is. Now, you may ask, how do you stop cravings? Now, the way to stop cravings is because don't forget, you've got to unwind what the work you've done. Okay, so you can't stop them food straight away because those foods are like as addicted as any drug, like cocaine, heroin, is addicted to that because those foods are so packed with great sugars, of which loads of studies have been shown on documentaries as well. Those, when I just said cocaine and heroin, it's very true. They say those foods are so packed with drugs that your body and your brain get so addicted to that sensation. Hence the reason why I say it's very sugar cravings. Okay, so the best way that I've found to do is to do it slowly. So let's say, give me a food that you're addicted to.
Maltesers.
Maltesers. Okay, so let's say how often do you have Maltesers? It's going to be in trouble, by the way. But yeah, go on.
5 times a day. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
7 times a day.
yeah.
Okay, so as an example. So 7 times a day, 7 times a day, no pack, no?
Just normal.
A non-pack, right? So let's say he has a pack a day. So say, go 1 week and instead of having a pack a day, have a quarter of a pack a day. Okay. The following week may have just 3 or 4. Okay. The following week may have 2 or 3. Okay. The following week may just have 1, and the following week may have nothing. And then in replacement, maybe put like say some dark chocolate there. So your body still has a bit of sugar, but small amounts. Now, if you take it away completely, it's not gonna happen. Because you can't take it away. You can't take a drug away completely. You got to slowly shave it, slowly sort of peel the onion until you get to the core. That's the best way to do it. Now, when you say sugar cravings, you can go about some people salty cravings. Some people can be just they don't like sugar, but they like say condimented foods or Domino's pizza or anything, whatever it is. But I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't have sugar cravings. It's up to you. Obviously, you know we all crave. I mean, some people are addicted to 10 pints a night. Some people are addicted to 10 spliffs a night. Some people are addicted to 20 cigarettes a day. Whatever you think it's what your craving is, you need to do it slowly in order to obviously and then replace it with something that then builds neuroplasticity. So what happens is this: you need to take that away and then replace it with something good, of which your brain then acknowledges that is the replacement of it. Do you know what I mean? Because if you take it away, don't have it at all, eventually you'll get back into that. Because those foods are powerful. Those foods are very, very powerful. It's the reason why there's junk food everywhere.
Yeah.
Because people are just addicted to it. Cool?
Yeah.
Does that answer the questions?
Yeah, that was really helpful.
Absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for watching the video. Obviously check us out on Instagram, which is Colours Trainer 10. Also on our YouTube channel, which is Colours Trainer. And with all that said, guys, on behalf of Vinay and Antonio, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Take care.
Yeah, take care.
So over to Antonio.
So, yeah, I'll do it again.